So I finally sat down and watched Batman Caped Crusader. When I saw the trailer for this show, I was like, oh my god, it's another banger by Amazon. I'm gonna watch this right away. And then when it came out, I was like, yeah, I don't really feel like it. I didn't see much hype of it on Twitter. I just didn't really care for it when it came out. Then I watched it. In my mind, my experience changed. And I'd say my only problem with this show is the narrative. You know, it has some moments that are just meme-worthy.
Is everything okay?
You know, you get so immersed in the show and then something off the wall happens and it's just like, what the hell was that? There is a moment where they do a flashback with Bruce Wayne and it's after his parents die. And he is so traumatized from it. He breaks into Alfred's room and he's like, they're gonna pay Alfred. Like some Meat Canyon sketch. It's like,
they're going to pay.
They?
Join me, Link, and I will make your face the greatest in Crusader, or else you will die.
Who the hell was that?
that all happened in episode 3, and for me that was the episode where I said, alright, this Batman is great. This show does a great job at diving into the mind of the characters. And speaking of the characters, let's talk about them for a second. Now on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is pretty low. The show is being called woke because they made some characters African American. I know there is a lot of people sick of the woke propaganda narrative, but this isn't that. People are getting mad over a little color change. That's like getting mad over changing a 1 to a 0. Who cares? Most people won't watch it because of that though. And you know what I say to that? Fuck them. We gotta remember, these characters like Commissioner Gordon were made in the 1930s, where there was even no sniff or talk about a black police commissioner. And plus, this is a fictional story with fictional history. I think it shouldn't really matter what they put in their story, right? I don't think they made this with racism in mind. I think it's the people that watch it and ignite that narrative that keeps racism alive, in my opinion. Okay, sorry for the rant, but there are most people out there that will be influenced by others rather than giving their own opinion. But despite the whitewashing of the characters, you know, yay doggy, they all work very well together. Matt Reeves understands these characters. You can make them look purple, I don't care. If they stay true to the comics, I love that shit. Batman and Commissioner Gordon working together to save kids, love that shit. Harley Quinn being Bruce's therapist to unlock Bruce's trauma and realize why he does this in the first place, love that shit. But for this review, I want to make it about Harvey Dent and Bruce Wayne, both driven to different lives by the people that push them this way. So let's talk about the Batman. Despite this Meat Canyon bit here, this really tells you all you have to know about Batman. A broken kid with fear and tears in his eyes. He lost his parents, he lost everything, until he locked in, and then the tears turned into rage, and the fear was gone, cast upon by the petty thugs of Gotham. Now while he puts the fear into criminals, he also puts the fear into Alfred. Because Alfred still sees that traumatized little boy he raised, worried one day he won't come home. Alfred wishes he could just go to therapy and walk it off like everybody else does. Therapy doesn't work though, but it's a great choice for the story, diving into the mind of Bruce Wayne. This Bruce has a combination of Arkham, Batman Beyond, Christian Bale, and Robert Pattinson. Mainly because of the dope-ass car. But he mainly reminds me of Batman Beyond. And let me just say, the world is ready for a Batman Beyond movie, or even a Arkham-style Batman game. I mean, please, Warner Brothers, what are we doing? But this Batman has all that aggressiveness of Batman Beyond, leaving the viewer wondering, will he snap one day? Now, where is Harvey Dent? Harvey in this show is a complete polar opposite of Batman, except his fears and tears turn into schizo episodes and bullets decided by chance. Much like the Dark Knight Two-Face, Harvey was driven to this. Desperate for money to run for mayor, he turns to a crime lord for the money, but Harvey breaks on that deal when he locks up one of his own. But once he finds out that Harvey backstabbed him, he sends a goon over to Harvey's apartment and splashes acid in half of his face, thus creating Harvey Dent Two-Face. This then begins Harvey's downfall, a spiral which gets Batman's attention. Now Harvey was driven to this madness and was forced to kill, and Barbara Gordon and Batman and Commissioner Gordon know this, and they want to make a case to save his legacy. Harvey thought it was a waste of time considering how much blood was on his hands. Harvey is still on the run from the men that want him dead for the blood that is on his hands. They track him down while Barbara is trying to get him out of the city, and a man in the shadow comes out and shoots at them. and Harvey was aware, and instead of becoming the villain, he dies as the hero, saving Barbara, going in front of the bullet, becoming the White Knight. Batman showed up just a little too late, knocking the gun out of his hands. But Batman, seeing another life he could have saved but failed, left the audience worried and anxious as Batman picks up the gun, walking towards the man. You think, no, he's not. Will he? Then the shots go off, our mouths drop, and then it pans back to the bullet holes around the man's head, and all of Bruce's anger released in that moment. He realized why men like him will always be better. Batman doesn't have to kill to keep the city in check. The show was great, and I hope to see a season 2, especially after that cliffhanger. But that's it for me, guys. Like and subscribe. Give the show a try if you haven't, and make your own opinion. Force your own narrative. Live your own life. And don't be influenced by others. Even me. I'm just some dumbass.